Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I'm sorry that I didn't get my day, what would it have been, 8 up yesterday? Yes, it would have been day 8. I just had to take a day off and recoup a little bit. I was sick all last week and over the weekend, so I just had to take a day off and just kind of get my body back together. But anyway, I'm back today, and I'll probably do 2 videos, not today but tomorrow, and that'll catch us back up, and 2 deals of the day, so watch for that. But this is day 9, and what we're going to do today is an autumn or fall themed flip book, and it's for Rita Jackson. She's the one who asked about this. And I'm going to use the paper pack called Autumn. And this is really, really pretty. It's got it is definitely autumn or fall. I'm also using the Autumn Cartabella embossing folder from that same collection. And as you can see there, it's leaves. Really pretty. I like that. I am going to be using some of the ephemera from the Autumn collection, some of the washi tape from the Autumn collection. I will be using some of my ribbon. This is just some that I picked up, I don't know, somewhere in town. Some of that cheap stuff. Excuse me. I will be using some of the Ken Oliver vintage trims. Like that. Let's see, what else will I be using? I'll be using some of the Maya Road little policy envelopes. I've got a pack of these that I'll probably pull out a couple of. I'll be using some of the Bow Bunny laser cut chipboard pieces, these leaves. I'll be using some of those. I'll probably be embossing a few of them too. And I've got some gold paper clips that I'll be using to put on these cuties, these little bows. Now these bows, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. These bows were created by Lori Noonamaker. I hope I'm saying your name right, Lori. I can never get that end part out. But anyway, Lori created these in a SVG file, and they're free. She shared it with everybody. If you watch the video that I'll link below, she gives you the little file that you can download and then just cut them out with your Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut and you don't want to do this, then that's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have to have a Cricut to do these projects that I share with you. But the thing of it is, you could just take this file and print it off on a piece of copy paper, cut that out, and use that as your template, and then just cut it out on whatever kind of paper you want. You could do that too. So there are those. We will also be using Lori's binding system, and I'm not going to show you how to do this. I'll link it below, and because she gives a perfect explanation on how to do this little binding system. I was going to just bind it with washi tape like a lot of people do, but this is going to have a piece of acetate on the front and a few pages, so I wanted to have it a little bit more strength in there. So we're going to do her binding system, and like I said, I'll have that link below that will take you directly to her video, and she shows you step by step how to do this. Let's see, what else might we use? We'll probably use some vellum, or I guess these are vellum, yeah, envelopes, and you know, who knows what we'll go through. But the first thing is we need to get started. Now what I did is I took this piece of acetate and I cut it, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this protective coating off of it, because as you know, it comes with a protective coating. I cut it 6 by 6 because that's the size paper that I'm going to be using for this flip book. And this will be my very first flip book, so you guys can give me your opinion on how I did. I've watched a few videos on them, but I've not tried one before. But we're going to try this one. So I don't see if you can see. Let me put something dark behind it. See the embossing on that? I embossed this with this embossing folder, and it embossed wonderfully. I love it. Now, to make this even stand out more, what you could do is take your markers on the debossed side, and you could go in there. Let me see if I can pick this up. You could go in there and put a little color in that debossed side, and you would have that going on. But I'm going to have this sheet behind it, so really don't think I need any more going on there. So what we're going to do is take our binding first and our score tape, and you need to put this binding together with score tape. So this side that is up right here is going to be the inside of my binding. I don't really care for this, but I loved that outside. Looks like the bark of a tree, so I liked that part. So we're going to, I put score tape on this first one, and we're going to sit that right down in there. And there we have our front cover on. Now from here, you need to skip this one, and then you need to put your score tape on here, on the next one. So we're going to skip that one, then we'll put score tape on this one. Okay. And then here again, we're going to, and you could stand this up if you feel like you can get it a little bit easier and in there better. Okay, so we're going to hold that down, and we're going to put this one right on that score line, making sure that it's straight as we can get it. Press that down, and then press that one up there. So then you have your first sheet. Okay, you're going to skip this one, and you're going to put your score tape on that one. Okay, and now we're going to lay this one down as even as we can, making sure that you put your paper the correct way. Just put the end of your paper right up against that score line. Okay. And then fold that over on it. So there is our second page and our cover. Skip this one. Put your score tape here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put my score tape out. I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to put my score tape here. And then I'm going to skip that one and put my score tape on this very last one right here. And yes, this is a little bit harder than just putting the washi tape, putting everything together with the washi tape, but it's a lot sturdier. It'll hold a lot better, and I'm planning on filling this up with some goodies, so I'm going to have it a little bit of strength to it. Okay, I think this will be our next page, so if I could keep it from sticking to my fingers, I'd be better. Put that right in there, and lay that down, and then lay that over on top of it. And you don't have to get it perfectly straight. This is a handmade item. I don't think your recipient is going to be looking to see if you got everything perfect. Okay, now we're going to go to the outside of this little accordion thing here, and we're going to put score tape on these right here and then press them down so that we'll end up with a binding that's together like that. Again, this will all be explained in Lori's video, so it will be in the description below. So there's your binding, and basically all you did was just glued all of those pieces together. That little accordion fold there, you just glued all of that together. That is the gist of what you have done. And then as you can see, it opens up. If I can open it, it opens up, and you've got your binding there, and then your pages. And like I said, I don't like that, so I may be covering this up. I loved the outside, but I really don't care for this inside. So I started kind of pulling my things together to decorate, and then I realized that I wasn't filming for some weird reason. I don't know why. Probably because I've dropped my camera so many times. But what I did here, I'll go ahead and tell you what I did on some of the pages. And I haven't put anything down yet, so what I did here is I just used the packaging from that stencil that I had. I cut the packaging, and I used it and cut out a piece that was just about big enough to go in the center of this page. And then I just cut out a piece of that green leafy pattern and put on the back, just as large as that is. And then to cover, and I put just a little bit of dimensional tape, some of that foam tape that I have, this big roll. I put one layer of that in there to give it a little bit of dimension so that it wouldn't lay just flat up against it, and I could put some goodies down in there for the recipient. But then I needed to cover up this since you can see through it, so I'm using my washi tape to cover that up. So I'll just run a little layer of washi around here. And that will cover that foam tape up and kind of give it a frame. So don't throw your packaging away. Believe me, I use my packaging all the time. You can use this to make shaker cards with, just whatever. I always keep my packaging. I cut off of the, you know, where they folded it and all that kind of stuff. I cut all that off and throw that away, but then I keep my packaging to make, there you go, you got a little pocket there. And then we can just glue that down to there, and we can stuff all kinds of goodies down in here for our recipient. I like that part of it. So I'm just, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of putting the pages together and just kind of laying things out for right now. And then we will go back and put it all together in the end. And I may just tape this down on one side and make it where you can, no, that doesn't match very well, so I may do another one and do that. Tape it down on one side and make it where you can open it up. And I'm not sure if I want to use another one of these or not. Could use this one that goes sideways. So we could go that route and then just decorate this up and have the tape where this would open back, and then you'd still have places here to put things. We might do that, or put it this way and let it open this way. Okay, we'll think about that one, so we're going to lay that right there. And then these two pages, and I did go back and put washi tape on that binding just because I didn't really like that. color that was in there. So I just used this washi tape and just run some down through there. And it's not like I'm, you know, wasting my washi tape, because I've got enough washi tape to probably build a small village. So let's see what else we can do on these 2 pages. I have these stickers, and they don't really go with this collection, or they're not the same collection. This is from Bo Bunny, a one that we had a while ago. But it has the same colors in it. And I like that, where it says blessed and thankful. I like that. It's a little bit too big unless I trim out around it, and I might do that. And use that on this page with some other things. And then we'll just like one more page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this out. And this is what I do when I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. Instead of pulling it off of the sticky, I just go ahead and trim it out with the sticky on the back. And lay it down. And then I can always, if I change my mind, I can just put it back up. So we're going to lay that down. And see, I think if I trim all of this outside off, that it'll be about the right size. And we might even put it that way and then just tuck some things under it. So we'll lay that there. Also might use some of this border on here. I like that. It pulls out that green that's in there. I like that part. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so then we like this one more page, I guess, from the back page. So what shall we do? Okay, I also have these. And these are from the same Bo Bunny collection. But, as I said, they do go with this. They do kind of, they're the same color, from the same color family. So, let's see. I'm kind of liking this on this side. And of course, I know I've got it upside down. This on this side with that over there. Brings out that kind of real auburny color. And I can make this into a pocket and tuck some things in there for my recipient. So, okay, let's see what we can do from here. Let's go back to the first. And like I said, I've just got some things laid on here. Nothing written in stone, I promise you. Alright, I took these little, they're die cut leaves, and they're really, really thin chipboard. As a matter of fact, you can even manipulate them a little bit. But I took those, and I want to put this down here. I did ink around the edges, and then I thought about just kind of tucking, since it says everyone must take time to sit and watch the leaves turn, thought about tucking that and maybe this one in, or this one. Maybe this one. I colored another one up. Let's see, maybe that one. And that one in a couple places. And then putting this little bow right there. And yes, I did get something on my bow, but I'm going to go with it because I'll probably put some stickles or something on there anyway. So, put that little bow up there. And that could be the front. So what you think? Okay, we're going to start gluing, because if I don't, I will sit here all day long and go, well, what do I think about this? What do I think about that? So what we're going to do is we're going to use some ATG tape. No, we're going to use some score tape. Lay that down right there. And then let's see, where is my other leaf? Tuck him in right there. And they don't really stand out very much right now, but they will stand out shortly, believe me. Alright, what I'm going to do is on the back side of these stems, I'm going to put a little extra score tape, because remember, this is a clear cover, so we don't want this to show through on the front part, or on the back part, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to raise this up, and I'm going to tuck that leaf under there, and then put that down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to put a little score tape right here. And then we're going to raise this up just a tiny bit and tuck him up under there, just like that. And now you say, well, what good did that do? Because you can still see them from the other side. Yes, you can still see them from the other side, but let me show you what we're going to do. Let me move this stuff out of the way. You see, you can see them from that side, but we're going to take this and we're going to put that right there, and that's going to cover up the back side of this where we have the tape and all that kind of stuff. And the thing about this is you're going to be able to still see those leaves from this side too. So it's going to look like we have leaves on this side and the other side. See, you can see those leaves through there. I know it's hard to see with the glare and everything. There you go. Okay, so that's got that, and then we need to put something right here. And what should we put there? Let's do that. That looks cute. And I want to ink it. I like to ink, y'all know that. To me, it just makes things pop off the page. Keeps things from looking so flat. And with these flip books, if I understand it right, the object is not to have everything so dimensional so that you can send them through the mail and it won't cost you a fortune. So putting a little ink on there is just a way to still keep it flat, but yet make it look like it has a little bit of dimension. Okay, so there we go. We got that on there. Now on this page, what I wanted to do is I'm going to use this little envelope, and I want to put that on the bottom of the envelope so that it'll kind of tie it in, and stuff some goodies down in there for the recipient. But I think I want a doily behind this. So, okay, I think I'm going to put this doily down, and then that autumn, and then maybe this little envelope. But first we're going to put this on the bottom of the envelope. And I did ink everything up with crushed olive. Put this down right there. And, oh, you know what? I covered that up, and I did not mean to. There we go. Good, it had not dried, so we got it out. Because this closes by going around that, so good thing we didn't close it all the way. Okay, so we're going to put that down right there. And I have this tiny, tiny little leaf that I think I'm going to put right there. Just going to ties it in again. I think, like I said, this is my first one, but I believe the object is just to put a lot of little goodies around for your partner. So let's put this down, and I'm going to use some score tape just because it'll hold it and I don't have to worry about it falling off. We're going to put a piece, this is not wide enough, so we're going to put a piece of this burlap down. And this is the burlap roll that I had in the sale, I think the second day maybe. And no one purchased it, so I have lots of this on hand. So I am going to put some of this down, and I think I'm just gonna, I don't think I'm even gonna cut it off. I think I'm just gonna fold it up. So let me cut this. Yeah, this is like a 6" by 10 yards, I believe is what, let's see. Yeah, 6" by 10-yard roll. But nobody bought it, so I have lots of burlap now to play with. Okay. So I think we're going to fold the bottom part up. I'm going to put this part to the outside since it is already stitched. And I'm going to trim it off a little bit more. Right about there. We also had the set of these on sale too. It's a whole set. And I had those at 30% off, and I only had one person who bought that. So I'm thinking that some people are just not going over to the sales, but they are really, really, really good deals. So now it's, when I do these deals of the day, it's a good time to get some things that you want at a very good price. Now all I did there to keep that from fraying is I used a little bit of our art glitter glue, and I put that on the edge, and when that dries, then this will not fray. So that's all I'm going to do on that. And then we will put that right down there. And I am going to put this down with hot glue because I don't want to take a chance on it coming up. So I'm going to put the bottom part down first. Okay, I'm going to put some of this Ken Oliver trim across the top of this. And all I'm going to do is try my best to not stick the pocket together. So I think that's good on there. And then we'll probably just cut some different die cuts and things and stick down in there. That'll work on that.